What is the scariest story that keeps you up all night? The scariest story that still keeps me up at night happened a few years ago, when I lived alone in a small basement apartment. It wasn't a bad place, a little dark, a little cold, but cheap and quiet, which was all I cared about back then. The only strange thing about it was the hallway. It always felt colder than the rest of the building, and footsteps echoed there in a weird way, as if the walls swallowed sound instead of reflecting it. One evening I came home from a late shift. It was close to midnight, and the hallway lights were flickering again. I unlocked my door and immediately felt something was off. The air inside my apartment was warm, but not warm in a comforting way. Warm like someone had been inside recently. I checked the windows, but they were all locked. I checked the bathroom, the kitchen, even the closet. Nothing. I tried to laugh at myself, blaming the late hour and my half-delirious exhaustion. I made tea, sat on the couch, and eventually fell asleep watching some mindless show. Around 3 a.m., I woke up to a soft clicking sound. At first I thought it was the radiator, but then I realized it was coming from the front door, the sound of someone gently testing the handle. Not pulling, not knocking, just checking. My whole body froze. I didn't move, didn't breathe. The handle clicked again, slightly harder this time. Then silence. I grabbed my phone, ready to call someone, anyone, but before I could even unlock it, I heard footsteps, slow, dragging footsteps, moving down the hallway outside. They stopped right in front of my door again. Then came the worst part, a whisper. So faint that if the room hadn't been silent, I would have missed it. A voice said, "I know you're awake." I felt ice crawl up my spine. The apartment was so quiet, I could hear my pulse in my ears. I didn't dare move. I didn't even blink. For a full minute the footsteps didn't move. Neither did I. Then slowly they started again. One step, another. Dragging, uneven. Moving away from my door, down the hallway, fading into the building's silence. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I sat on the floor with my back against the door until sunrise. When I finally went outside, the hallway was empty. Nothing disturbed. No one else had heard anything. A week later, the building owners installed new locks and cameras. Not because of me, but because the apartment 2 doors down had been broken into, and the tenant had woken up with her front door wide open. To this day, I don't know who was in that hallway or how long they had been there before I woke up. But sometimes when I can't fall asleep, I still hear that whisper in the back of my mind, soft and almost amused. "I know you're awake."